Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. And for today's video we are doing the 2021 setup for my bullet journal. I'm starting a new journal for this. I'm using a Archer and Olive dot grid notebook for this year, and just starting it off with my title page, just writing out 2021 in a dark gray, and then I'll be going through it with the Acrylograph pens from Archer and Olive as well to add a couple small accents. So I hope everybody had a nice holiday season. I know here we are still in lockdown, so everything was just kind of a drive-by, drop-off Christmas presents, say hello virtually through Skype or FaceTime, and just hope for better things in the next year. So if you did anything fun for your holidays, let me know down below in the comments. So I did get myself some fun stuff from Archer and Olive for Christmas. I got this lovely notebook as well as a set of the tropical acrylograph pens. So I'm just trying these ones out on my 2021 kind of numbers here. Just going in with some purple. I'm also using teal and blue just to give some foliage on top of the 2021, since 2020 was kind of sucky, but we're hoping for better things and more growth in 2021. So that's kind of what I'm going with here, just adding little leaves and vines creeping over 2021 with hopeful optimism for the following year. Then I'm just adding a little quote at the bottom. I saw it on Facebook. I honestly don't know where it's from, but I liked kind of the wording of it. Goes into the whole idea of just hopeful optimism. So I'm just putting in, may this year be the plot twist you've been waiting for. Fingers crossed it's a good plot twist and we can eventually get to some sort of normal again. So for my next pages, I'm just doing my year at a glance yearly planner. So I'm just using my monthly stamp, which does not start on a Monday, even though I start my weeks on a Monday. So there's a couple months where I just use the top, the days of the week, and I just write in the numbers afterwards. So I'm just going through the entire year, January to December, doing about 3 per page and then another 3 midway down, because I found last year I did 1 column per month and I didn't end up using the whole column, so I'm just doing half a column now for each month, and I think that'll be more than enough to write in my future log stuff. Now I'm just going in with a fine Micron pen and just filling in the numbers where I either didn't have the numbers stamped for that month or the stamp I did use didn't catch the entire page. So I'm just filling in any numbers that I need, and kind of like what I said in the other video, I am a sideways writer. So when I try to write not sideways, my numbers tend to slant, as you can see. And as you can probably hear, there is a bit of a windy day going on outside, and it is upsetting my dog, so trying to record is proving to be a little difficult, but we'll just have to work through it and hope she'll calm down a little bit and stop barking at the wind. For my monthly headers, I'm just using a light gray, just a lighter shade of the gray that I used for the title page, to write out the first 3 letters of each month in capital letters, and then I will be going over those with my Faber-Castell black pen to write out the full name of the month, just to give it a little bit of a decorative spin and keep everything relatively minimal but still really nice for my eye. So on the next 2 pages, I have my grid spacing guide, which I'll be filling in with different colored markers. So I'm just using my Micron pens as well as some Fineliners in different colors. And then on the following page, I just have a little post-it that marks off that it's going to be my pen marker swatch page. So I'm probably just going to skip over that one because I'll go in periodically when I have time to just try out new markers and see how they write and keep that as a log for myself for future spreads. So on these next pages, I keep my bill tracker for the year as well as my debts and savings tracker. I just keep them pretty simple. Like my bills, I just list them by date and whether they are variable or fixed to a certain date of the month. For my debts, I just keep little pillars, so I keep track of them, and same with savings. And then I also have one for down payment, which is our house goal for the year of trying to save up to buy a house in our very expensive city. So yeah, I just keep the boxes and then I put in the numbers towards my savings goal or debt repayment goal. And as I pay that off, I just color them in. About halfway through filling this out, I realized how many small little lines I would have to draw. And it was just kind of an instant regret, but the more I kept going, the better I liked it. So it was definitely worth it aesthetics-wise for me, but it was a lot of tiny little lines. So again, with all the little lines, I eventually just gave up on my ruler and just started just hand drawing them in because it was so much easier than going in with a ruler for every single little one. So for this next page, I wanted to do my books, movies, and TV show trackers. I usually just do a basic list, like a checklist, but I wanted to do a little something more decorative this time. So I did a bookshelf with all the different types of books in different sizes so that I could write in the titles and just color them in whenever I read the books. If there are any books that you are planning to read this year, feel free to comment them down below and let me know, and I will look into them and add them to my list. So I'm just going in with the light gray Mildliner that I used on the previous pages to color in the bookshelf here. And then I'm also going to use kind of a mix of markers and Arcylograph pens just to put in more details within the bookshelf. I originally went in to do the foliage on the plant pot here in a green Fineliner, but I found after I colored in around it, it didn't really show up, so I do go over it later with a lighter green Acrylograph pen just to make it stand out a bit more. So after the bookshelf, I just start to work on my TV shows and movies list, which I did keep quite a bit more simple. I'm just doing just a rectangle split into two. One side I'm going to color completely black, the other side will stay white, and I'm just gonna write in the list on each side for the corresponding sections. So one side for movies and one side for TV shows. So this next page is my fitness tracker. I just keep things like my weight loss goals, measurements, as well as my fitness goals for the year. So things that include like getting through an entire day of work without being sore, keeping up with my son without getting winded, things like that. Just my general overall health goals. The trackers essentially just keep me motivated, but they're not really a big part of it, just more kind of there to keep me interested in tracking. But other than that, I'm more focusing on the goals below. And as you can see, I did lose some of the footage as my camera died, but essentially I just kind of do it the way I do everything else. I keep the boxes, the columns, fill in the titles, and then color them in as needed. And then you'll notice I did give myself a break in December because why the hell not? For the next pages, I have both my period tracker as well as my social media tracker. I have a few different Instagram pages, which I will link below, as well as kind of keeping track of YouTube so I can keep an eye on where I am in terms of progress, as this is fairly new to me. If you have any suggestions, please throw them down below in the comments, and I'll be sure to take a look at them and keep them in mind for my next videos. Now, I did try to keep these pages relatively simple. I did add a moon phases line of moons to the side of the period tracker, but other than that, I kept everything strictly to just the columns, as I will be just filling them in with numbers, and I wanted to be able to just see everything clearly without any real distractions on the page. That way I could keep better track of my numbers. So on the next upcoming pages, I do have my business planner and my seminars, but I did skip over those because I wasn't going to fill them out just yet, just because there's still quite a bit of planning involved around that, and a lot of things are still shut down. So I did just go straight to my next page, which is for local restaurants. So I do have the goal to not eat out frequently anymore. However, with things being locked down and curbside, etc., me and my husband wanted to still be able to support local businesses. So in doing so, we have kind of kept track of different restaurants that we wanted to try in our city, and we will be proceeding to do 1 or 2 times a week, just getting a dinner or a lunch from those places, just to try and help maintain their business as well. I did keep this restaurant spread pretty simple, just kind of using a circle template to make plates and writing the restaurant names within with the intention of coloring them. However, I have since made changes to the overall 2021 planner spread. So I have put those changes up on Instagram. But yeah, this spread was a bit too simple, so I did change it to look a little bit more restaurant-y. So I redid it with an awning and more of the plates within a building. But again, that'll be on my Instagram. But for now, this is what I did, just kind of keeping it really simple. So on the next page, I am doing more trackers. I have one for my gas mileage, as well as one for tracking shampoo use at work. That way I can give more accurate orders, and we'll be using the shampoo within the allotted time that I predict. So again, I just did really basic columns, and then I go in after and just separate out each row just so I can have more of a defined line between each one to see what I'm doing where. Same with the gas. I just wanted to kind of be able to see how much I'm spending on gas and where and how far I'm going in between fill-ups. So I did end up going back to those 2 pages I skipped earlier, just because I wanted to put in some titles and not just leave it as having post-its on the pages. So that's just what I'm doing here, just writing in some quick titles for seminars and shows, as well as a business planner. So I do work with dogs, so I also added some little dog stickers as well to the pages. So that is my 2021 setup, and I hope you all enjoyed it. And if you did, please leave a like and feel free to subscribe for more videos, and I will see you in the next one. All right, bye for now.